Come on, BTC.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It is the 15th of July, 2024. It's 11 o'clock in the morning and we are live. Another Monday show, and what a show we have to get through today. Bitcoin has had a bit of a recovery over the last 24 hours. We're going to go through that. We're going to have a look at all the news. We're going to look at, unfortunately, we're going to have a look at Trump. Are we now in the bull or the bearish phase of the market? Are we going to hit $4,000 on Ethereum? XRP has been pumping over the weekend. It's been a great weekend. Chung on crypto. That'll be one for the ladies out there. And then we're going to have our final thoughts. That's what we're going to try and do in an hour. Bottom left-hand corner, just under 147,000. We're nearly at 150,000 followers. I am praying we hit that by the end of July. That would be amazing. Bottom right-hand corner, as always, $74,000 is the target that we have for Bitcoin. It ended up being the market top so far. Are we going to go back there? I think we are moving in the right direction. So all of that to go through. A few good mornings. Remember, if you are in chat, say hello. Let me know who you are. Let me know what you're up to. Good morning, Hidden Agendas. Velvet Rope. Mags is in chat. I believe there was a few other people in chat. Omar is in chat. Good morning to you. I hope you are doing well. Now, there is a poll of the day. We're not going to talk about it today because it's a crypto stream. But the poll of the day is very simple. Did it come home? Is the question. No, Southgate out, and no, England were crap. So far, 67% say Southgate is out, and 33% say that we were just basically crap. So that's the poll of the day, nothing to do with crypto. Rizal from Malaysia, good morning and welcome to the stream. Enjoy yourself, make sure to subscribe and give us a follow. We, of course, do a lot more than a daily stream. We make videos. We have been covering the news over the weekend. I made a video yesterday about the meme coins you should be buying, which are related to Trump, basically. And we've made a few other videos over the last few days to do with some projects. We're about to do another project today, which I think is Shiba Shooter, which is a SHIB-related pre-sale. I'm going to make a video about that. We do an awful lot tonight as well at 9 o'clock. The Oracle is back. He will be talking to you about all things crypto. He will be discussing where the markets go next. We did have a long from 54.4, and I believe, and I haven't spoken to him today, that our take profit was 62.4, so I think we've done that. We still have our long in play on Ethereum, and I believe our take profit on that is about 4,200. We expect a big pump in Ethereum this week, because this week is going to be the Ethereum ETF week. That is what is going to happen. Now, before we get onto some X-Files, let's have a look at the markets. Bitcoin coming in at 62.8. For all of you that said that this was the end of the bull market, your fears should be allayed somewhat now. Ethereum coming in at 33.50. BNB is up to 560. Solana has smashed through $153. We have all of our targets for all of these coins, all of our prices. We have 174, I think, for Solana. Ethereum is $3,400, then about $3,800. Bitcoin, of course, we're going to look at anyway as we go through the show, so we'll leave that for a while. Gainers then. Pendle has recovered a touch. Stacks is up. Conflux. Lots of double-digit gainers today. VeChain is up as well. A decent 24 hours for some coins, and really not a lot on the losers. Fractions of a percent down for Uniswap. XRP is at 53 cents. I think with XRP, we're also expecting the news any day now about the court case with the SEC. ICP is down just a touch, but I mean, we haven't really lost an awful lot. Mags will be able to watch Brogan tonight. It is your day off. There's nothing better than a day off on a Monday. I'll just put it that way. Now then, it's a Monday, but that doesn't mean we cannot start.
Look at this distinguished gentleman.
With a little bit of humour. Bye-bye, Bears. We have driven off from the Bears, and the Bears are waving back. They have realised it's all over. They are finished. They're going to go and hibernate. Even though it's the middle of summer, they're going to go and hibernate. We're not going to see the Bears now until 2026. Have faith. So, again, we are going to talk about the Trump coins in a minute. And I'm not going to go off on a political rant. I did that in my video for the OG members yesterday. The problem with where we are in crypto is endemic, and also the same problem we have in the world. and that is the use of extreme language. So in crypto, I've said it time and time again, Ethereum maxis, Solana maxis, Bitcoin maxis do nothing but have a go at each other. And it becomes more incendiary over the months, and they become more aggressive towards each other. And it's never going to get you anywhere. We have no common ground anymore in crypto. And that's the way of the world. There is no common ground anymore. So you can blame whoever you want for this happening. But at the end of the day, these things will happen when you create an environment where there is so much hatred, uncalled for hatred in the world. And I'm not going to say any more about that. But what I will say, good morning, Chris, is that Dentoshi published a really funny list of meme coins that were created after the event. And these were all created. Now, let me make myself very clear. Do not go anywhere near any of these tokens. These are reactionary pump and dumps. I'm just showing you them because this is what happens. If Biden falls up a flight of stairs tomorrow, you will see meme coins called the stairs one or Biden down, all these kind of things. So be careful with getting into anything like that. So fist stays up, the ear stays on. The ear stays on is my favorite one. We've obviously got dog with hat. We have with no ear. Make ear great again. I mean, they are hilarious. I find them very funny, but you shouldn't be going near them. Thanks, Pete. To be honest, Peter, I can be honest now. This is the worst level of football, international football, there has been ever. I think we are the least worst team in Europe, behind maybe Spain. The rest are garbage. The individuality and the flair has been drilled out of football, and it is boring. Exactly, and Trump can't you lose. And again, happy Spot ETH ETF week to those who celebrate. We are going to see the Ethereum ETF. It is going to happen this week. There is nothing to stop it. Absolutely nothing. So again, expect a good week for Ethereum. Good morning, Tariq. Welcome. So Dan put this up yesterday afternoon before anything had happened. The most volume and action we've seen in months during a weekend. Definitely going to be a volatile day and week ahead. Be careful with your stops. Again, we've seen many a short squeeze. We've seen many a pump. We have seen much action over the last 24 hours. And we are going to go look at the Bitcoin chart because there are some very hard levels that we need to break. And that is going to be the problem. So let's first of all have a look at an article that I threw in this morning. I haven't read it, but I just wanted to have something because this is the problem. When you create, I got the show ready yesterday at 2 o'clock watching Wimbledon. Again, I wanted Djokovic to win that, and then the Alcaraz destroyed him in the final as well. So Spain battered Serbia and England yesterday. I think that's fair to say. So I hadn't prepared anything for this pump. So this is a reactionary article. Bitcoin bulls ride this Trump wave. Price eyes $70,000 levels. We are going to look at some charts in a minute. There are some charts. I'm going to go off script to look at some of the charts because, again, there's a lot to cover, and this is, you know, we could be at 61,000 by the end of the show. We could be at 65,000 by the end of the show. So I have to try and just play it by ear. Germany finished selling on Friday. The irony was that over the weekend, crypto degens started sending Bitcoin to the German government's wallet, which I found hilarious. So they have now $250 worth of Bitcoin, which they tried to get rid of, and now people are sending it back to them. It's hilarious. The potential selling from Mt. Gox, that's kind of seen the light of day. And I think we could also be seeing, and I haven't got anything on this, but I think minor capitulation is starting to slow down as well. That's interesting to keep an eye on because minor capitulation is one of the big reasons that the price is suppressed for a while because they are just selling upon selling. The more the price goes up, maybe back towards $68,000, $70,000, the less Bitcoin the miners have to sell. So the higher the price we go in a minute or a month or a week, the better it is for everybody. So the German government has finished selling. The Fear and Greed Index has reset us. We were down, last time we were at this level for the Fear and Greed, we were at $16,000. So everything has been reset. So Josh of Crypto World has got these targets. Support levels 56 to 57 and 51 to 53. You will know from watching me. My support levels are at, I think it's 54 and then 51. So that's not too much difference. Resistance 60 to 63,000. I'm going to go through why that is in a minute. A breakout above 63 to 64. Again, we're going to get through to that in a minute. Remember, the longer we go and the higher we go, the more shorts get squeezed. The more shorts that get squeezed, the higher the price will go. So there is a lot of potential for a fast move. So well, let's go and have a look at some Bitcoin charts first and see where we are. I've got some comments in here. Trump can't lose. Good morning. Yeah, we've had that one. I do try and cover a range of coins. Yes, I don't try and cover just the top 10. The issue is that if everybody's covering the top 10 coins, you're not going to get much in the way of traction because the top 10 coins are covered by the experts. So if you pick coins between, say, 100 million and, say, 600 or 700 million, you get a lot more traction and a lot more views on your videos. How are the lower cap coins supposed to get exposure and into people's eyes? That is very true. I totally agree with that statement. It is very true. I was reached out to, actually, New, one of the coins that I covered a few months ago. New, the actual project itself, reached out to me only this week. I think it was on Saturday, to discuss, whether we can make another video about their project. And again, there's so many meme coins, but there's so many bad meme coins, and you've got to pick the good ones. So where are we then? Well, we've had a nice bounce, and the key here for me was this line, 61,000. It gets us back into the bull market support band, which is now, to be fair, I'm going to have to move this up a little touch. So the top of this bull market support band is coming in at 65,500. 65,500 is what we need to do to get back above the bull market support band. So in an ideal world, what do we want to see? In an ideal world, we want to see something like that. We want a retest. That is what we want. Now, I'm not going to go back over every previous high that we've had and bounce that we've had, but suffice to say, we can go back in time and we can see periods of time where we've fallen under, very similar to what we've done now, and we've had a retest there. So we come up, we retest, and then we bounce. We can go onto the weekly and we can find other examples of this. Again, we broke down, we came up, we tested, and we went up. Okay, so the plan is not to go up in a straight line. A vertical ascent is going to go and do nothing other than stall the plane. We want to get back and we want to bounce. Now, I think we may have broken the M pattern. I think if we continue to do this, or if we come down and retest 61 maybe, and then we come back up towards 65, if we can do any of those two things this week, I think we're out of the M pattern, which is good. The next question then is, where do we go? How high do we go? And how fast do we go? Lots of people are talking about October, which seems a long way away, but remember, we're in the middle of July. That's 2.5 months away. I have said, personally, 20th of October. May, June, July, August, September, October. 6 months after the halving, you tend to get the miners running out of Bitcoin, and that's when we see the pump. So my target is the 20th of October. Other people are saying Q4, other people are saying the end of September. There's lots of different conversations, but they're all about the same time period. Now, also remember what I've said to you time and time again. July and August is when the traders go on holiday. Very little traffic will happen between July and August. There are things that will ruin that. A rate cut in September. The rate cut in September could be the impetus in October for the pump. However, we have the Ethereum ETF. If we get the Ethereum ETF, I expect a massive pump in the market. A massive pump. I expect probably Bitcoin to go up potentially about 5 or 6%. I expect Ethereum to go up about 8 or 10%. Based solely on the news. I know it's buy the rumor, sell the news, but I think in this instance, we know what's going to come because we've had the Bitcoin ETF. So I think we should look forward and be happy. What do I think of Lido? I think Lido is going to absolutely rip up trees because it is the liquid staking protocol of Ethereum. And I've said it before, anything associated with Ethereum is going to rip when the ETF goes live. The same with Solana. When Solana rips, all of the meme coins, all of the projects on Solana are also going to rip because the entire value of the chain will go up. So expect to see bullish moves on Lido. Remember, Lido and the DEXs, for example, Uniswap and Jupiter on Radium and Orca on Solana, their revenue is based on transactions. When you have a coin pump like Solana, let's say it goes to $300, a 2x from here, the revenue generated by all of the DEXs and the aggregators and all of the liquid staking platforms, that also goes up. You know, they're taking, say, 1% of $1,000 and it goes to $4,000 and the interest stays the same. They're doubling their money, so the price of Lido will naturally pump. And that goes for especially the layer 2s as well, because the layer 2s are sitting on top of Ethereum. So everything will rip on Ethereum over the period of time when it starts to go live. Mags has put, I'm confused about what's happening with the stable coins on the USDT, USDC. I cannot convert fiat to USDT, and there are some tokens that cannot be bought on spot with USDC. I don't know if you talked about this on your stream. So what happens is, very simply, some exchanges have binned off USDT and USDC, and now you trade with USD. So it doesn't matter which one you've got. You just trade with USD, and they do it all in the background. Others create what's called a pair. And that pair will normally be USDT. So if you have USDC, it doesn't automatically mean you could buy Jupiter with it, because the pair on that exchange could be Jupe USDT. And if you've got all of your traders holding USDT, you're going to create your pairs with USDT. And then only after that, you might have pairs with USDC. So it's a bit of a... I think the exchanges need to when you're trading on an exchange nowadays, I think you should get rid of the USDC, USDT side and just go with USD, because it causes these problems. Like I will send, for example, I will send $100 of USDC to my exchange, and I will want to buy, let's say, Ondo, and I go to buy Ondo with my $100, and guess what? There's no USDC pair, so then I have to go and trade USDC for USDT to get the pair. So the exchange sets the pairs. That's why it comes around, and that's why it works like that. Aero is outperforming Uni by over 30%. Aero is going to do incredibly well because Base is going to do incredibly well. The blow off top will come sooner than we think. A lot of people are suggesting that we are maybe 1 month ahead of schedule for the blow off top. That would give us October next year. Because if you go back and look at, let's say, 2019, 2020, 2021, what we're seeing in May happened in June. What we're seeing happening in July happened in August. So potentially we could be 4 to 6 weeks ahead of schedule, but we're certainly not 6 months ahead of schedule. We're certainly not going to see a blow off top in December. And if we do, fair enough, and I'm wrong, but that's not what's happened in the last 12 years. So we might have an $85,000 Bitcoin by December, but that doesn't mean it's the top. It could be the local top, but it doesn't mean it's going to be the top. So back to Bitcoin then. If we can break 65, hold, then we are heading back up. But again, remember what I was saying. Remember what I was saying down here. I was saying that this move down, let me move that back up. I was saying that this move down took June the 7th to July the 5th, so 4 weeks. So we did that entire move in 4 weeks. We've now, since July the 8th, so in 1 week, we've recovered a third of that move in 1 week. So although prices in the 70,000 range and 65, 68,000 range might look as if they are, you know, way out of kilter and it's not going to happen, you know, we've come from let's look at this, 54,000 to 63,000. We've done a $9,000 move in 6 days. So as far as I can see, I'm not saying we're going to do another 9,000 move in any time soon and get back towards 72,000. What I'm saying is an extra $2,500 move is not out of the equation. Now, look at where we're coming up to again. We're also at another level here, which is, if I draw that line there, we are coming in at this level potentially of resistance, which is coming in at 62.9, is that? So again, are we at resistance now? If we break down, I mean, what did we do there? So there is a chance we do that again. But I think given the news we're about to have and what we're about to talk about next, I think we shouldn't be looking down anymore. I think we should be looking up. And the reason is, you're losing the feed. I think we're okay. I think we're looking good. My strategy is to sell and swap half into Sol in December. That's not a bad idea either. That's not a bad idea at all. Right then, so here's a question. There are things that happen in history that change the course of countries, nations, and change the course of events. And what happened on, I don't know, was it Saturday in America? It was Sunday here. There are things that change the course of history, and we're not going to mention them because they are probably going to get the feed cut. But you know what I'm talking about. Momentous occasions that happen that create a sea change in the world. And we've had pandemics, we've had conflicts, we've had other attempts on people. And what I think is important now is that we have seen a lot of incendiary articles and news and comparisons between some of the most evil people in history and the opposition in countries, and it's gone too far. Now, this is related directly to crypto. Bitcoin is outside of the scope of politics. It is outside of the scope of race. It is outside the scope of nations. It is uncensorable. It is apolitical. You can buy it with any creed, faith, persuasion in life, and Bitcoin doesn't care who you are. Bitcoin doesn't care about your local currency. Bitcoin doesn't care about your local government. Bitcoin is agnostic to every religion. And the key here is that I've said before, I thought that Trump was going to win the election. I'm telling you today that Trump is going to win the election because of what has happened and because he has taken on the CEO of Bitcoin magazine as his personal crypto advisor, because he is talking to Elon Musk. Because of all of these things, he's accepting donations in crypto. He's going to talk at the Bitcoin 2024 conference in 2 weeks' time, which he's still going to do. Because of these things, there is a certain level of certainty to the markets, and a certain level of certainty, especially in crypto. So, when he wins, Gary Gensler will be gone, because Gary Gensler is appointed by the President of America. So he will step down. Trump will then bring in the head of the SEC. In Trump's words, I want to control crypto. They are his words. How do you do that? You bring every crypto business, every blockchain, you bring them all to America, because he knows what's going to happen. So this is a sea change. This is a line in the sand that we will look back. And before Saturday, we had some level of uncertainty as to whether he was going to win. Now, it doesn't matter if Michael Obama, if Kamala Harris, it doesn't matter who they put up against him, he has won with a landslide. What he did after the event, when he stood up and talked to the crowd, most people would be shuttled off stage. And the last person, by the way, who did something like this was Prince Charles. When somebody ran onto stage with something I can't mention and started doing things which I can't mention, and Prince Charles just stood there and watched him being tackled to the ground. These are the times in life where you see how strong a man is, or a woman is. Trump proved on Saturday that he did not care as much about himself as people have led you to believe. Prince Charles just stood to one side because he had utter faith in his security team. And he'd also been in the Navy or the Air Force, one of the two, I can't remember which. So these things make a man. They make a legend. They make a hero. And if anybody in the world needs a hero, right, it's America. It's on its knees. It's got the weakest president in its history, who isn't even running the country because he sleeps 16 hours a day. It's a disgrace. I'm not pro-Republican or pro-Democrat. I am pro-world peace. And crypto is the big thing that we all want to succeed, and it will succeed when Trump comes into power. So the rally took over. And again, look at the people backing Trump, and then look at the people backing Biden. You've got George Clooney and Robert De Niro backing Biden. You've got some of the biggest crypto people, Charles Hoskinson, Justin Sun, Elon Musk. Who else has been throwing their weight behind him? Some of the Democrats have even started to throw that. Some of the Democratic crypto people have started throwing their weight behind Trump. He's got the sensible people and the intelligent people behind him. Biden's got Taylor Swift. It shows you the difference. Excuse me. So, Trump is going to clearly win. He's being endorsed by everybody. Again, we don't want to go through too much of this. He is going to be pro-crypto, and that's all we care about. We've looked at the chart, so we don't need to look at the chart. But what I do want to show you is something, again, we keep an eye on. We mention it probably every week now, and we should be mentioning it every week. And that is the Bitcoin dominance. Oh, yeah, we're going to get onto MAGA. Actually, let's do MAGA first. Now, again, this is the source that I gave out on the OG video, so I'm going to remove that. All I will say is that I did suggest that you didn't buy this coin at this price. I suggested that you come down and you buy in this range. If you're going to hold a political meme, you are probably best off looking at something like MAGA. Okay? It's the biggest meme coin in Politify, it's called. It's the biggest meme coin. It was on this downward trajectory, quite miserable. I've been talking about this coin since here. In fact, way before here. I was talking about it at $3 to $5. I was saying it's not a bad idea to hold this. We've broken out of this downward trend. We've whipped up, so expect that kind of move. Expect to buy that coin right there. And again, if you want to know what the price targets are, you're going to have to become an OG member of Crypto Warehouse, because that is for our OGs and our OGs only. But for everybody to understand, this is emotion. You don't buy emotion. You sell emotion if it's pumping, or you buy if it's bearish emotion, but you don't trade it on the way up. You get burnt. You trade it when it's at its bottom. And this news will fade, and maybe it will come down here, and then Trump will go to Bitcoin 24, and then it will go this, and it will go quiet, and then it will go this. I expect this to be a 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure, I don't know. I expect this to be a $1 billion project. Anyway, the one I wanted to show you before I left here is this, which is Bitcoin dominance. Let's remove an awful lot of this scrawling. I look like a, what do you call it? A doctor with all these drawings. So, as you can see, I have drawn my beautiful line, which we will now remove, because you will see that this is starting to do what I said it was going to do, which is bounce. Now, we have come to a very critical level. We've got this kind of downward trend, we've got this upward trend, we've bounced off the bull market support band. I expect us to do something like this. I think Bitcoin dominance is going to move higher. The one caveat to Bitcoin dominance not moving higher than 55% is the Ethereum ETF. The Ethereum ETF, if $100 billion comes into Ethereum in the next 2 days or so, then I expect Bitcoin dominance to come down just a touch. So again, you don't trade Bitcoin dominance, you just look at it and you watch it. The other thing that we look at, so we've had the bounce, which I said we would have. The next thing we need to see, and this is super important, how is the DXY doing? Exactly what we wanted it to do, which is come down, and it is following our line perfectly. The issue is that we are now at this line. Do we now see the bounce, or do we come further down, which would be amazing for us all? Do we come further down towards this line here, which is 102.79? For those of you who have no idea or what the Dixie is, it's the strength of the dollar against international currencies. Why it is important for Bitcoin is Bitcoin goes up when the DXY comes down. That's all you need to know. If we have a weak dollar, we have a strong Bitcoin. If we have a super strong dollar, we have a fairly weak Bitcoin. Not absolute facts, of course, they do move in tandem sometimes, but just bear in mind it's something you need to keep an eye on. Trump and Putin are legends. Well, I can't say what I think of that because I am not allowed. All I will say is that I think he has clearly demonstrated that he's going to win the election. Now, the other one to keep an eye on, the last one to keep an eye on, is this one. This is the last one to keep an eye on. Now, again, forgive the scrolls, but what do we expect here? So let's remove some of these lines and make it a bit clearer. We have been in this downward pattern for 2 years, and very rarely have we gone above it, except this time we have. We've gone above it, we've bounced off the support band, we've come down, we've bounced off the support band again. The Ethereum ETF is going to go live, and we are going to do this. This is the value of Ethereum against Bitcoin. So at this moment in time, 19 Ethereum will buy you 1 Bitcoin. That's the takeaway from this, 0.053. Down here, if we went as far down as I said we were going to go, you'd get 1 Bitcoin for 25 ETH. So again, forget fiat, forget dollars. If you're holding Bitcoin and Ethereum, if you'd held Bitcoin for the last 2 years, you would have gone from getting 11 ETH for your 1 Bitcoin in September 2022, and almost 2 years later, 19. So you'd have gone from getting 11 ETH to 19 ETH in 2 years just by holding your Ethereum value in Bitcoin. That's why a lot of people are wholly in Bitcoin for the majority of the 4-year cycle. And only when the Bitcoin dominance, which we've just shown you, starts to break down, do people swap from Bitcoin to Ethereum or Bitcoin to Solana. That's how a lot of these very clever people, Ben Cowan especially, play this game. Lots of others don't. I personally wouldn't tell you to do this, because if you're not looking at the market on a daily basis, you're going to miss out. If you go away from the market, are we now back? That is the question. We are back. Okay, perfect. Right. There has been a huge issue, and I'm not going to say the name of the platform because that would be wrong of me, but there is a huge issue with a platform that we stream on. And all weekend, there has been a huge issue with this platform that we stream on, and they are having problems. And I think the problems have been going on for a while, and everything's gone wrong. The monetization was down since the 10th of July. The streams haven't been working properly. So I don't know. All I can say is I hold my breath every time that happens, because once it disconnects me, it's gone. But we're back. Shiba Shootout. This is the next video I'm going to be making. I found another one. I don't know how good it is. Again, with all of these videos that I make, you have to remember two things. I am not telling you to go and invest in any coin. If I find a free project, like we did with, what was it called? Hamster Chain. So if we find a free project, we'll tell you about it. If we find some pre-sales, so last night I'm going through these and I see this Shiba Shootout. I went and have a look at it. It's raised $500,000 in a few days. I'm going to make a video about it and then tell you what I think about the project. Probably put it up today or tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to get it live, but I'm not endorsing you to buy anything I make a video on. That's the key. If I make a video on MAGA and I say that token is a great buy at $3 or $4, and you'd bought it based on your own research, it would now be worth $8. But that doesn't mean coin here could go live and dump 95%. I don't know. But I'm going to make a video about it because it's there. And I wasn't going to mention it, but it pops up at the bottom of the screen again. So then, bull or bear phase? Crypto Quant says... They really need to fix that. Yeah, Tariq, it's really bad. I mean, I don't have a fix for it because it's not at my end. And I don't know how to fix it because all I'm doing is using the same software I stream with every week. And we can go weeks without a problem. And then I think one week we got cut off after 15 or 20 minutes and then it cut me off again. This weekend, I didn't stream Saturday and Sunday, so I didn't see if there was any problems. But there's problems with the payment system. I think there's just problems. Good morning, Bullish Bull. And Gianni is in chat. Good morning to you. So, Crypto Quant. Are we now back? We appear to be back. For the love of all that is holy, I just wish this would work. That is all I wish for. I don't want a lot in life. Just a working stream would be nice. Okay, I think we're back. I don't know how long we're back for, but we'll get through it. So $4,000 Ethereum, we think this will happen by the end of probably by the end of the month, if I'm going to be honest. We've got our long in from 3,050. The Ethereum ETF is going to be approved probably within the next week or so. That will pump the price. Maybe 4,200 is a good place to take a profit. Now, let's see what the article says. Let's see if the article stays and the stream stays long enough for me to read a bit. So Ethereum showing a recovery after the sell-off phase. We thought that it went down to 2,800. The event of the Ethereum ETF is going to strengthen the ETH Bitcoin pair, which we just looked at, given the bearish divergence on the Bitcoin weekly chart. Despite the optimism, there's no clear timeline for the launch. It's going to happen. It's going to happen very soon. Arlinda pointed out that the daily chart of ETHUSD shows that bulls are actively maintaining the price above a crucial support line, which of course is the one that we talked about. That was $2,800, I'd imagine. 3,200, that'll be resistance, yeah. Now, I don't know whether we're going to get to 4,800 in one foul move, but I do think we're going to touch towards 4,000. So what we'll do, just before the stream decides to cut off, is we'll very quickly have a look at the chart, because I don't know how long we're going to stay live for, given the problems that we are having. Maybe it was a temporary problem, who knows. This is the Ethereum chart. We have broken out and come up to and touched this trend line. Now, why is that trend line important? Very simply put, there are patterns in crypto that I don't make. I do not make these patterns. These patterns exist. And we have been bouncing since October when the bull run started. We've been bouncing off and we've broken below. And guess where we have come to? As if by magic. Now, bear in mind, I didn't just draw this chart. Go back over the previous streams. This is what the chart looks like. And we have come and touched this. So what is likely to happen? Well, we've got to get above 3,400. That was the target I told you about at the start of the stream. Why 3,400? It's the top of the bull market support band, and also it's been some level of support for us. So 3,400 is next. That's where we have to go. Everything I'm saying to you is mute if the ETF is approved. We are going to see 4,200. Even Brogan himself has picked 4,200, as have I. We're going to hit $4,200. It's written in the stars. This is the target. Now, I don't know when this is going to happen. So I'm going to put a line in the sand there. That's when we're going to hit it. And I'm going to put a vertical line straight down there. There you go. That's when we're going to hit it. 23rd of July, which is 8 days away. That's where I think we're going to hit 4,200. If you think I'm crazy, look at the previous green candles based on potential ETF approval, and then go live. So we're going to see a similar move. We're going to see a similar move. It's just the way it is. If we draw that line like that, and we come up here to there, and we do this. There you go. I couldn't write that. Couldn't write it. So $4,000, there or thereabouts is on the card. That's what we're going to do. If you want to make a quick 20 or 30%, go and buy Ethereum and then sit on it and then wait and then sell it at 4,000, 4,100, 4,200. You're going to make 20, 30% profit. What else would you want? We are still alive. I cannot believe we still have people in chat as well. Thank you for staying. There's nothing I can do. It's like being on a roller coaster and the brakes fail. I'm just sitting here praying I don't fly off the tracks. So then XRP soars to monthly high post programmatic sales ruining anniversary. This time last year, then what happened? George Torres, was it? Said that it wasn't. There we go. Annalisa Torres said that XRP being traded on exchanges wasn't a security. It's a year ago. So what's going to happen again this month? In my opinion, XRP is going to pay the fine. The court case will be over. July is going to be massively bullish. Remember, every red June in the history of crypto and Bitcoin has been followed by a green July. And that's happened 8 times out of 8. This will be the 9th time, I think. So we are going to have a green month. This pump probably puts us back into the green territory. That's where we want to be. So Garlinghouse has been celebrating with his CLO, Stuart. The token is at 52 cents at this moment in time. Now, when do we think the next ruling is going to be? I think very, very soon. Now, let's very quickly, because we've got no time at all, but who cares? The stream keeps going off, so we will just get distracted anyway. So let's go and have a look at this. I'm going to show you the XRP chart and give you an idea of where we can go. Again, people are constantly telling everybody that will listen that XRP is dead and buried. That is nonsense. It's not dead and buried. Look at where we came to. Look at where we are now. We've wicked to the fib level at 56. We are currently sitting inside our bull market support band. The next target that we really have to get to is this level here, which is 59 cents. But this is not what's going to happen. This is not what's going to happen. We are going to see absolute ripper pumps. I've still got the circle on the chart. There we go. So this was a year ago and we touched $1. That was a year ago, so that's the anniversary today. That circle there is where we're going to go to on XRP. Immediately. Not ifs, buts, whens, coulda, woulda, shoulda. We're going to go to $1. We're going to go to $1.25, $1.20. That's where we're going to go to. We can look up here. $1.31 is what I've got on the chart. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to break $1. We then might hold it for a little bit of support. There'll be a huge sell-off at $1. People taking profits. Then we're going to go to $1.32. Why, you ask, are people going to take profits? Because way down here, people were buying at 30 to 35 cents. If it goes to $1.20, they will have made almost a 4x. They'll have made 3x on their money. So of course they're going to take profits, because that's what we tell you to do. You take your profits. All of these coins that we've been showing you, we've said the same thing about every coin. It has to get back above its bull market support band. Every single coin. There's been a few coins that have stayed above it, but in the whole, they've fallen below it. Even Bitcoin is currently sitting in its bull market support band. You have to get back above it. And that, unfortunately, feels like an eternity when we're down here doing this. It feels like an eternity. When we break and bounce, we do that. So, I am bullish on XRP in the near term. This could happen next week, the week after, whenever the court case is set for. It's going to happen. So XRP, again, if you want to make a quick 100% profit, look at XRP. You're going to make 20, 30% on Ethereum. You're probably going to make at least 80, 90, 150% on XRP. That's not me talking. That's just what the charts say, because we've got previous. That was the court ruling on 1. The court ruling on 2 is going to put us at least back to the same level. And that would be 90, 80%. So the minimum you're going to get on XRP is 80% when that court case comes through. So let's not be too bearish. However, I am now going to switch to being bearish, because our good friend, and I've never met the guy, our good friend, Chung, Arthur, to be precise, says crypto may not witness mass adoption comparable to the internet. Here is why. Well, I can tell you for a fact that we're certainly not going to see anybody under 16 or anybody over 80 or 90 trading crypto. So immediately we can see the comparisons as different there, because Every 12-year-old has a smartphone. Most old people now watch IPTV or TV over a hardwired line in the ground. So it's not an absolute comparison, but it's the closest thing we have to compare it to. So the Defiance Capital CEO told his followers, crypto can bring about transformative changes in the world without seeing mass adoption. According to Chong, getting everyone on the planet to hop onto crypto may be harmful. I think we should accept that it's possible crypto are not fit for mass adoption like Web2, but instead are optimized for certain narrow but extremely high impact use cases like global state-free money, cross-border payment, and decentralized finance. So in one breath, he's saying that crypto is not fit for mass adoption, and in the other breath, he's basically saying that it can replace money. Choose your argument, Arthur. You can't replace money with crypto money and then say it's not mass adoption. The internet replaced music, books, and films. Yes, we know. It also replaced everything else in the world. Everything came online. Okay? Crypto is replacing money, and so, to a certain extent in the future, assets and stocks. So the most valuable element of traditional finance is being tokenized. Not books, not music, not films, which are a few billion. You know, games will come along eventually. It's going after the top dog, Arthur. It's not going after getting penguin books about Mr. Ben and Mr. Soft and Mrs. Squeezy. It's about trying to move people from being unbanked in the majority of the world to being banked and being able to actually have a sustainable life. So yes, it is going to have mass adoption, but as I always say, it is not black or white, Arthur. It is a series of greys. If you live in Scandinavia, crypto will have less an effect on your life than if you are, in certain parts of Africa where you can't get a bank account, but you want to do an honest day's work and get paid. It's life-changing, but it's life-changing for the people who currently live outside of the system. That's what it's going to do. It's okay sitting here and making 20x on Bonk and 10x on this. We don't have to try and feed our families on a day-to-day basis, like a lot of people do in certain parts of the world. Accepting payments in Solana or Phantom or USDC or whatever it might be, which cost fractions of a penny, mean you can work for $1 a day or $2 a day. It is mass adoption. But come down from your ivory tower and stop telling people that you don't think it's going to happen, when clearly it is. People lose sight of the actual impact of crypto. He also says seeing signs that crypto investors are allocating capital to quality projects, seeing pretty strong signs of accumulation for certain high quality tokens across the board. We've covered Chainlink, by the way. Tens of millions of Chainlink have been bought in the last 2 weeks. Think about that. People are buying Solana, people are buying Ethereum, and of course they're buying Bitcoin. They're also buying other top tier projects. You can see it in the charts. We've covered them on a daily basis. I can't sit here and tell you what to buy, but what I can do is I can read you articles about projects that you should be doing your own research on to buy. So I think 12:03, we've managed to get to the end of the stream and we haven't died. Great stuff. Okay, that is it from me. As always, it's been emotional. Let's go very quickly and have a look at the Bitcoin and the charts before we go, see what is happening in the last hour that we've been online. Have we come back down below 62,000 or are we sitting at 62.7, 62.8? We are coming in at, it's going to refresh for me at any point today. 62.7. Okay, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. We're still up 4%. I think the rest of the day is going to be turbulent. Let's see what happens when America comes online. We don't have the Germany selling this afternoon, remember, so we could be at 65,000. Trump could do an announcement. That could pump the markets. If you've not seen my Trump video, go and watch my Trump video. Go and watch my video. I have given you 2 Trump coins to buy. Okay, not financial advice. Do your own research. But the 2 coins that if I was going to go and buy them, I would go and buy. Go and have a look at them. And remember, November is the election. February is the inauguration. Do with that information what you will. You've got 2 coins and I've given you 2 dates. Everything else is up to you. You go and decide what you're going to do. Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in. If you're still alive and you're still here, thanks everybody. I will see you all in the morning. Remember, tonight, Brogan is streaming. He is doing his crypto show at 9 p.m. That is 9 hours from now. Go and tune in. If you have coins that you want him to cover, go and ask him. I do generic news. He is the crypto trading expert. Go and send the coins in, join the Telegram group, send the coins that you want him to cover to the group, and he will cover them tonight. But until then, I will see you all in the morning. Take care. Have a great afternoon. Thank you for sticking with me. Thanks, Mags. Thanks, Chris. Everybody else that's been in chat. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow.